In the past 8 years, chief official White House photographer Pete Souza has had a front row seat to history. Souza has taken nearly 2 million photographs during U.S. President Barack Obama's presidency, covering everything from his first inauguration to the historic 50th anniversary march from Selma to Montgomery. No other White House photographer has had this much access to a sitting president. Pete Souza joins us now from Washington. Pete, thank you so much for being here. And let's go all the way back to the first time that you met then Senator from Illinois, Barack Obama. You took a picture of him sitting on a chair, his feet up, no windows. It's a long and windy road from being a senator to the Oval Office. At what point did you know this man was going to be president?
Well, I don't know that I knew right away. I think I knew that he had the potential to be a presidential candidate and possibly become president. But you know, there's so many factors that determine what happens with a politician like that. So I thought that the possibility existed, but of course you just never know.
We referenced that you had a front row seat to history, but it kind of means something different when you think about it. And I want to go back to that iconic photograph that you took in the Situation Room with then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the President, Vice President Joe Biden, for the takedown of Osama bin Laden. Now, on the screen behind you was one of the biggest momentous historical moments of the 21st century, and your back was to it. As a person in that room, was your instinct to get the photograph or to witness history?
Well, I was witnessing history. I think where I was pointing the camera was where the history was in terms of what I was doing. I mean, my job was to document this presidency and show the tension and anxiety that was occurring in that room. So I think I was witnessing history.
So many of your pictures are the historical image of record. With a responsibility like that, knowing that you're the one who in many ways has helped shape history, how does that make you feel as a photographer?
Well, it makes me feel that what I'm doing is important and it matters for the visual record. I mean, I'm documenting history every day, and I take that really seriously, and I try to do the best job that I can. So not just for the immediate consumption by people looking at the pictures today, but also when in 50 years or maybe even 500 years, people can go through all 2 million photographs and get a real sense of what occurred, what took place during this administration, what was he like as a president, what was he like as a person. I take that very seriously, and hopefully in years to come, people will appreciate the work that I did.
Well, you know, you just mentioned a few interesting points. What was he like as a president? What was he like as a person? In order to do your job well, do you have to know the man well? Did you become a better photographer of President Obama as you got to know President Obama better?
I think so. I mean, I think that I like to tell people that the most important aspect of the relationship that I have with President Obama is that he trusts me. He trusts me enough to give me access to everything that he does. And I think that's crucial if you truly want to document a presidency for history. It's that trust and that access. Those are the two most important aspects of my job.
The flip side to access, Pete, is boundaries. Did you draw lines in the sand? Did you say at certain points, I'm not going to photograph this, that's too personal, I'm going to put the camera down?
There were no boundaries in the sand. There was the boundary of common sense of what's appropriate to photograph, what's not appropriate to photograph. I can't even think of an instance where I didn't photograph something because I thought it was crossing the boundary. This man has given me extraordinary access, as you said, and I can't even think of one circumstance where he asked me not to photograph a certain situation for a certain reason.
Pete, 2 million photographs. Do you have a favorite?
Well, hopefully my favorite picture will be the one I make today or make tomorrow. I mean, I think that's one of the things that keeps me going, is that knowing, today's another day, tomorrow's another day. And you can't rely on the pictures you've made in the past. Your job is to try to make good pictures today and good pictures tomorrow.
You know, we've gotten to know President Obama through our television screens and through our computers over the past 8 years. You've had a different relationship with him. Tell us something about the man that we don't know. What is he like?
I think he's probably funnier than people realize. He's got a good sense of humor. He can't dance that well, but he can definitely carry a tune. He's actually a pretty good singer.
Pete, lastly, we're all waiting with bated breath to see what the next chapter in President Obama's life brings him. What are you going to do next?
Well, I'm going to literally go on a music cruise with my wife in February and try to unwind a little bit over the next 2 or 3 months, and then take stock of different opportunities that hopefully will come my way. I will definitely be active in photography. Exactly what I'm going to be doing, though, I really don't know.
So you're saying that the possibility of weddings and bar mitzvahs still on the table?
You know, I think the only weddings and bar mitzvahs that I will photograph will be those of my friends.
Pete Souza, thank you for the images, thank you for the stories, thank you for the past 8 years, and best of luck to you, whatever you do next.